Hey, welcome to Dev Basics, where we inspire to create experiences on Roblox Studios. Alright, so when you make a new base plate, right, in Roblox Studios, you're gonna see something like this, right? So you got an explorer over here, which is where you're gonna do most of your stuff. We'll see properties. If you don't see properties, you can go to the view, and it should be here, okay, right there. When you first go into Roblox Studio, you might not see the output, so you can enable it here. And command bar, you don't really exactly need that when you're making experiences. So if you want, you can just disable that to get some more space. So the most important things you're gonna need is the explorer, properties, and the output. You're not gonna really need the toolbox unless you wanna bring in some models, and you can't really make things with like Blender and etc. So I'm gonna show you really the basics. So see here in starter player, so if we put something in here, right? Let's say, for example, a local script, right? And I'll explain what a local script is in a second. If you put this in starter player and either starter character scripts or starter player script, when we run the game, right? This is how you run the game. You can press play. Or if you just want to test something really quickly, you can just do run. But for our example, if we're testing something in here, starter player, we can just press play. Okay? So since we put something in starter player scripts, right? It will show up in players and our player. It will show up right here in player scripts. See? Right there. But, for example, we put it in here, right? But if we put one in starter character scripts, instead of showing in our player right here, it would actually show up in workspace and our character right here. As we see when we select it, it selects us. Alright? So, now so also, starter pack is where you would put tools, so for the player, right? So that's where you put like guns, weapons that they would start with, okay? Starter GUI is where you would put all of your GUIs, right? So all of your on-screen images and whatever, okay? So right here, server script service, right? This is where you put your server scripts, okay? And I'll get to that in a second also. And this is where you just put all your server stuff. You cannot put a local script in here, as you see. It wouldn't work, and it is grayed out. So, and you would also use your module script, which I will not explain in this video. And replicated storage. This is where you can actually just keep anything you want that you're storing for later. So, for example, if you had a shop, right, and you had a tool in it, right, that you wanted to give the player, right, when they press buy and they have enough money, right, you would basically duplicate it in the script, which is just clone, and then you would put it into the character. Okay, so this is where you can store anything you want. And you can use remote events, which is how you can transfer data between local scripts and a server script. Okay, that's basically it, really. And workspace is where you want to put everything. Okay, this is where you would put like your parts, your buildings, and everything. You can put it in a folder if you want. It won't change it. And you can put server scripts in workspace if you want to. But local scripts, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Okay, it really depends. But mostly in the workspace, you would put a server script. Okay, because local scripts don't really work in workspace. Now I'm done with the chitter chatter for these. I can actually explain what the difference is between a server, a script. This is actually a server script, and so I would show the difference between a server script and a local script. So we're gonna press play, right? I'm gonna show you an example, okay? So for example, so we had a local script, right? So if we put, this part would be transparent, right? So let's simulate that a script was doing it. So if I put transparent, right? For us, it's transparent, right? But if we go on the server side, it's still there. As you see, it's still visible. So that means to anyone else, it would still be visible. And for us, it isn't. But if we had a script that just does it immediately without any action to it, then obviously it would do it to everyone. Yeah, that's basically what a local script does. It does it on a client side. So if we put yes, it would be just transparent without having any like button clicked or anything touched. Yeah, it would show that everyone would be transparent. But if we had an action for it, so for example, we have a key to open a door, it would only show to you and not to anyone else. Right? And the server side will still think, oh, it's still there, because it doesn't change on the server side. So if we do on the server side, it does it for every single player and everything. Okay? So if we had like a team map, right? Let's say like you had to work together, find all like the keys, right? And someone found the key, and it was a server script. It would change for everybody, so the door would be open for every single person. Okay, that's the difference between a server script and a local script. Okay, and that can be that's very useful. Because let's say, for example, you want to just open a shop, right? You wouldn't want the shop to open for everyone, so you would just use a local script so it would only open for a specific person. Okay? So that's it for this Dev Basics tutorial. It's not exactly a tutorial, but it's just going over the basics before you start actually scripting, okay? And Bloomcraft is about inspiration and learning. I hope to see you next time. Bye!